Hello everybody, finally we're making a video about mining inside CyberVerse, and we're gonna start with what do you need to start mining. First, you need an apartment. All the apartments have been minted already, so the only ones left available are on Sky Harbor on the secondary market. There will be more apartments available to mint in the future from what I understand, but for now secondary market is the only place you can get an apartment. Now, let's get into components. So, just like normal mining, what you need is cooling down, a PCU, power source, a motherboard, and a CPU. And of course, the resistance, the GPUs. This is a fully on maxed out mining rig, and it is producing 5.17 CYPX, and I'll show you how we get to these numbers in a bit. First, let's go through each component and see what they do actually. Let's go to crafting, and we can start with the motherboard because that's the easiest one. So you have 3 motherboards, 3 varieties. The only difference is the amount of slots you can have for GPUs. So the first one, you can only have 1 GPU, second one 2, and the third one 3 GPUs. Then we can move up to CPUs. Again, 3 of them. They will provide a boost of better rewards. So the first one will provide 5% increase, second one 10%, and the third one will provide 15%. Then from that, we're gonna move to cooling. Cooling basically 3 versions as well. We have this one, which is version 2, and down here we have version 1 and version 3. As you can see, they're all gonna provide cooling gradually. So the first one will provide 20%, the second one will provide 40%, and the best one will provide 60% cooling. Now, why is cooling important is because GPUs produce heat, and they produce a certain amount of heat. If you have 1 GPU, it produces 35% heat, next one 45%, and the third one 60%. So they all add up to about 140%. So basically you need to cool down heat, because once, I can see it here, heat level 72%. Once it hits 100%, the mining rig just shuts down and it doesn't produce anymore CYPX. And the last piece from the mining rig we're gonna talk about is the PCU. At the moment, this is still on a work in progress, so they all do the same thing. Basically, you need a PCU to start your mining rig to produce, to supply the power, basically. At the moment, they all do the same thing, but in the future, they will let you have better graphics cards installed. So to get up the graphics card level, you'll need to have a better PCU. So now let's just move to the graphics cards themselves. Again, the main difference between them is the production. The basic one is going to produce 0.5 CYPX per hour. The second one will produce 1, and the third one will produce 1.5. Right. With all this in mind, let's see how the mining rig actually works. So here you'll see per hour electricity used, and that's gonna be here. So it's been on for 2 hours, almost 3 now. So it has used 24 electricity. As you can see, this is out of 500. So here where it comes in play, it's the size of the apartment. So there are 4 apartment sizes in CyberVerse. First you start with the small one, which I believe has 100 power capacity. Then you have the medium one, which has 200, the large one, which has 300, and then finally you have the penthouse or the yacht, which is 500, which I'm in the penthouse at the moment, so that's why you see 500 over here. Roughly calculating, what does that mean? Well, when this comes to 500, then the mining rigs stops and you need to click on pay the bill, so it can start again. So what's the main advantage is that you can leave it running for longer without worrying about it. So at a penthouse level 500, you can leave it running for 41 hours. At a large apartment size, you can let it run for 25 hours. At a medium, 16 hours, and a small 8 hours. So you can see how it's a bit beneficial if you can't log in more than once a day. If you have a small apartment, you might be losing out on some rewards. I feel like medium 16 hours you can get away maybe. But yeah, I think that's a good advantage to have if you have a larger apartment. And as you can see, electricity bill is 0.24. Just like the amount of electricity used. Here it says 5.17, even though I have 3 GPUs. So the way it works, as I said, the best one produces 1.5 CYPX per hour. I have 3 of them, so that means 4.5. And I have a boost from my CPU of 15%, which added to the 4.5 CYPX, that brings it to 5.17. You can click collect at any point and you will get your rewards, or you can let them accumulate, that's up to you. We'll see in 30 seconds how everything changes. So this 0.24 is gonna move to 0.36, and here as well. And here is gonna have another 5.17 on top, which is gonna make it what, 1542. Oh my god, my math was failing me. We'll see in 5 seconds exactly what this is gonna become. Yeah, 15.52, 0.36, and that's good for another hour when it all gonna, go up. So yeah, this is the main, idea behind it. There is a discussion going on the forum as is it worth it at the moment mining, because these GPUs are quite expensive when it comes down to, well, ingots. So for example, I did some napkin math earlier. To get 90 microchips, you need 180 gold ingots, if that makes sense. So I've added up all the ingots needed to craft this one GPU, and it added up to 10,560 CYPX. And let's keep that in mind, 10,560. And let's see the production of it. So we said 1.5 plus 15%. So this CPU will produce me 1.72 per hour CYPX. Multiply that by 24 hours. It's gonna give you 41.4 CYPX per day. Multiply that by 30 to see how much in a month. So that will give us 1,242 CYPX per month. And dividing 10,560 by 1,242, we get 8.5. So you will need 8.5 months to accumulate, the amount of CYPX you will get if you were just to sell the ingots themselves. As you can see, gold ingots that were 45 CYPX. Diamonds, which you use a few of them in the recipe, 65. We use some silver, we use a bit of Siberium, which is 75. So basically, to break even on a GPU, you need 8.5 months of playing, which to some people seem a lot, but if you ever mined in real life, that's exactly how much it takes. It takes a long time to recover your initial investment on a GPU. So basically that's how it all works. You can have one per apartment. I have one here in this apartment, and I've started crafting another one for my second apartment over here, which I only managed to get to so far. I'm working on my third one, and I'm planning to do more because it's a very nice way of getting some passive income. So yeah, basically this has been, the major update lately about the GPUs. You know how it works now a bit more. You can put it in balance. If you want to invest the time and resources into building them, I think personally it's worth it. I'm planning to play the game for a long period of time, so those 8 months will probably fly, in a second. And after that, it's purely just profit every day after that. So yeah, this has been mining in CyberVerse. So yeah, see you next time with a new guide. Take care now.